Uproot from the past. Begin afresh.
Hi, Taurus. Alright, welcome to this place. Thank you for showing up. And, yeah, let's look at your almost birthday. Happy birthday. Before we jump into your cards, a few things that came. Your 5th house is highlighted. Maybe just the number 5. I'm also seeing the south node. Yod is a finger of God, right? But the south node, and then there's an undercurrent of kind of like the moon and Uranus. So maybe when the moon's in Aquarius, or the moon is aspecting your Uranian self, that's being highlighted. So what are we talking about? Let's simplify this. I forgot that I put the hottest coffee in there so that I had a warm up and I didn't go for the I feel like that was a Seinfeld episode. All right. Oh, right. This may help. If you like, repeat after me. Maybe you just need to hear it. It would be good. I feel like it would be good for a person to say, though, because the voice is so important. It makes a whole vibration through our body, right? It's like plucking the strings of what have you, or shredding on a guitar, you know, however you want to look at it. But I feel like a person, and I kept hearing it too, I hear it now, is a person saying aloud, I am stable, I am stable and secure. I am stable and I am secure. Stable and secure is not stuck. It's not stagnant. It's stable and it's secure, right? And I just saw a table that someone pushed on the corners and it didn't wiggle. But it was it was sturdy. You could sit on it. You could even stand on it if you wanted to. It would hold the weight of something. But it was also pretty easily, and even by one person, manageable to move around. Right? And the table has many different purposes. So perhaps some of you are questioning a bit of purpose, or there's some kind of new, maybe there's a new town from some of you, but it's, a town is a community, right? It's all different kinds of things all together, and usually within the town are friends and family and things like that, or at least they're close by. That's important to you, right? Some kind of community, because you, as an individual, wherever you are, and whether even friends or family are close, in any circumstance, you, Taurus, I need you to remember that you are a puzzle piece. That I'm seeing a puzzle with 13 pieces. Okay. We chose one card from the Sacred Destiny. Let's see what that is. I felt like we needed an overall energy too. Oh, good. Purification. So that's a big sunflower. Well, that's beautiful. That's so bright. Let's read that card. I'm seeing this as like, it's summer energy, right? The sunflower follows the light. And it grows in groups, right? It usually doesn't grow alone. Interesting. It's like hard to, it's like, get out. Some of you getting over a cold or some kind of well, what are we doing when we're clearing the throat? Let's back up. Taurus rolls over the throat. It's like wiggling that, it's wiggling a part of you, right? It's trying to wake it up. It's like, come on. It says traditionally rain, so there's this purification, which is summer rain. So maybe the summertime has something to do with this. Spring to summer, right? It's also last summer to this spring. Now we're here and we're starting a new cycle. Traditionally, rain symbolizes rebirth and washing away one's sins. Remember, sin just means wherever we feel like or wherever we did miss the mark when we were shooting our bow and arrow and it didn't come out exactly like we planned. So we're all sinful. Maybe that's why they say that. Who knows? And so water is also associated with emotion, and a summer rain can represent the release of long-held emotions that allow for a purification and an inner healing. There is also a renewal aspect of rain. The old saying, April showers bring May flowers, means that what follows the rain is a time of renewal and blossoming. So this card seemingly wants you to know, according to Denise Lynn, sometimes it's difficult for new, vibrant energy to enter your life if it is clogged with old and outdated energy. Cleanse and purify your body and your physical space. This is a great time for a detox, clutter clearing, cleansing, and space clearing. I suppose you need room to do this, right? Release outdated energy to invite fresh, clear energy into your life. Eat lightly. Don't take things personally. Release any resentment, guilt, and blame. If you don't know how to do that, because that seems big and we all have this, you can just plainly ask to be released of it. And when we know that it's wrong, that these kinds of things just hurt ourselves, and it's an emotional space, it's an easier flow out, right? It's like consciously turning the knob. It says purify yourself, thought, word, and deed. Decluttering is modern day alchemy. I would agree with that. If you don't love it or use it, let it go. And I suppose sometimes for you, Taurus, because you're ruled by Venus, sometimes you have to let go of something you love if the thing you love, whatever that may be, it could very simply just be an object. If the love has sorrow at the same time, and that's the lingering energy, then that's still a let it go. But the love remains, right? Love is always there. It says this card can also represent abundance, as flowing water is a metaphor for prosperity, and summer is the time of expansion. So perhaps we're working towards that, right? That's actually very good. April to August time is a trine. So you have an opportunity between now and then to purify some things. I see you can be very efficient in this time because this is forward. This is looking forward, right? Looking forward. And I heard someone in an excited way be like, wow, I'm looking forward to that. Even if it's not here yet, it's just looking. I am looking towards it. Let's see what's in the heart. A pleasure maze? There's a maze in the heart. So, oh, your heart is looking at, so a person's looking at what they love, and I heard, what is love? And then it's like hands in here, and then it's looking at, well, I guess a part of this is letting go of something. But when we do, then we can, it gives an opportunity to be open to something. Let's see what's going on in your hands. I used weird cards. Give me a second to, the colors are actually really cool together. Just a minute. Taurus. So you're holding something pretty large in, this is in your right hand, so I'm taking this as something that you are doing. It's not just a thought, it's not just a feeling, it's something you physically do. Oh, someone got a blockage out of their heart. It's like they went in there. And then I'm seeing that finger of God again. It's like, came down and was like, hold on, let me check this out. And like went in here, went in the heart, and then was just like, boop, blockage. Got it out. But you see the way our hand subconsciously put itself. It's like, all right, it's in there now. It's solid. I have it. We're holding it. But my fingers are even tight. It's like this side hasn't let go of that yet. So in that case, if your actions aren't lining up with the way that you feel, there's something emotional that has to do with the heart that a person's still hanging on to, that's a part of the decluttering. Open up. Get out. Okay. And done. And done. Now, because the other side, you have the patient wheel. You have the patient wheel. So this other side is so... I mean, both are patient. But that's kind of a lot. I mean, her face isn't stressed out with holding this. But if you'd been holding it... If a person had been holding it here, and now it's just here, it's still within the same room, if you will, the same house. So it's not really, of course a person could handle it. I heard you could learn from olden times. You could learn from olden times. Some of you like that, like history, or whatever you love to do. Look at, again, I see olden times. Olden Holden. Let's see what's in your head. Well, there's a lot in your head. Well, it's hard for me to describe what this is. So someone has a hard time explaining something, understanding something. But there was some feeling, like, there was some reaction, feeling-wise, like, whoop. Someone's afraid of something. What's on your shoulders? The Two of Cups and the Soften card. Where do you put a candle? I keep seeing a candle in the desert. A candle in the desert. I mean, you wouldn't use a candle in the middle of the day. It's unnecessary. Oh, okay. We had a reading a couple months ago that talked about all the heaviness on your shoulders, right? Holding the world on your shoulders. Kind of like this. Kind of like this. But now a person's just holding, because this is just, if we were holding on our shoulders, we hold in our hands, we kind of, there's pressure too, or connectivity with our feet, right? Those are our main points. I guess a person's doing that 1/6 of the time. Oh, someone's only doing that half the time. I see. Someone's only doing something half as much. I guess someone could be thinking about the health of things. Could be negative thoughts too. Remember some of our worry comes from maybe that's a question to ask. You know when you think the worst? Maybe you want to ask yourself, where does that, why do I think that? Or, where did that fear, what is this fear of, and where did that come from? I see a good friend or just someone that's close to somebody, like grabbing their shoulder or putting their arm around their shoulder. But it's less of like, I'm leaning on you. Again, because I think the people that are in your life, this Two of Cups energy that's supposed to be there, realize that that would be too heavy to be like, I'm going to lean all on you. Because people have boundaries now. Or at very least, they understand that those are important and we want to respect. Someone's trying to respect. People are respecting one another. So it's more of a like man, you know, maybe a little head lean. It's softer, right? It's softer. So don't forget that you can lean. Like, who can you lean on? Who stands by your, who do you walk with? Who do you want, what, who do you walk with? Let's keep going. What are you standing on, Taurus? Oh, wow. Just a minute. The same, look, the same side of you that holds that. Then I just saw an egg of lead. Whatever. Well, it took a lot of courage to get that out of there. It took a lot of courage and repetition to get through this maze. Right? This is almost like Pac-Man, you know, but there's so many ghosts. Didn't we have a reading a long time ago? The ghost? The Nagi, right? And usually what a ghost is, or how people explain it. Do you see ghosts? I feel like Taurian folks can. More easily. Different spirit worlds, right? But you can physically see it. You can also, I feel like someone can see in the night. They had to gain night vision. Something about night vision, but there are ghosts which are energy, a spirit that is like uncomfortable and sort of lost. It doesn't know where it is. It doesn't know how to get back to where it was, and it can't go back to where it was. And it does have a place that it can go, but it doesn't know how to get there, right? But I suppose there are other spirits. I don't know if we'd classify, I don't know if I would classify them as ghosts, but I feel like they're in the similar field here, where there are benevolent spirits that are not trying to get in your way. You know what I mean? That can help direct you. But I feel like those kinds of spirits actually come through other physical human beings. So you'd want to spread out what you're trying to connect to, but just hold the boundaries, not out of fear, but because well, you know, I see that a person's aware that it's easy for them to slip into what they used to do. But again, if we're going to let's take this from the benevolent place. If we're going to slip back into what we used to, this could be very positive because it's too heavy to hold the weight of the world, right? It's too heavy to pick up everybody else's slack at work. It's too heavy to constantly work and not rest, right? We have to have these balance. Libra is one of your biggest adjustment points and blind spots, right? So I suppose you could think about Libras that you know. This is also just any one-on-one relationship and being open to what's around you, whether it's peaceful or chaotic, and then figuring out, like, what does that mean? How does that, in some ways, like, how does that reflect back to me? And then you use your intuition in determining whether that is always purely a mirror and like, yes, this is me. I need to learn from this. I heard scold myself. Or if it's, okay, maybe that's who I used to be, and that's cool too. Or maybe it's something that you just haven't been in this life and you got to separate it. So there's 3 points, right? So again, within the benevolent energy, the thing that could be, that you're slipping, that an energy is slipping back into like a slide, going back to this 5th house, could be creativity. It could be passion, again. It could be dating for some of you. It could just be your own courage of letting go of something. And this devil, the way I just saw the devil up at the top was like about money. It's kind of our spiritual currency in this life, in this material world, right? That part's really important. And then I'm seeing a person create security where they are. And then I keep seeing the word friends. Friends. This is how we find a lot of our security, is our other people in our life. So if you've been working through any shadow work, you're getting to, someone's at a mental space with something. Like they can intellectualize it, or they can, there's more awareness now where something isn't as emotionally reactive. Which is actually allowing more intimacy into a person's life. Because someone may be thinking, I see that someone's thinking about the hard thing also, but it's actually out of a good place. It's like, look, I know that I am going to have to face this at some point. This is a part of the, this is going to be on the path. But on either side are, and very much at least on 50% of the time, right, we have this support on one side. Neptune and Saturn are also easily aspecting you. You have the Five of Discs in the shadow card in what you're standing upon, Taurus, 1 foot. The same foot, the same side that is again holding this egg. This is like a puzzle too, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's that 13 puzzle. Look at that. Interesting. So either your 5th house has a shadow in it. I'm also seeing this as Taurus and Pisces mixed together. So someone's beliefs are changing, and at first it may feel like something's really thin. I mean, this is also kind of a money card, if we want to bring it back purely into this material world. I suppose there could be a shift in mentality around money. What do you believe about money? It's a thing, right? We work for it. We receive it. We give it all the time, right? Maybe that's why money had to be created, so that we would give to others. The health of your feet are important. The health of your partner's feet, of other people's feet. Someone has a kitty cat? Or like I saw a pussycat? What's the root? Oh, interesting. Hold on, Taurus. When you were a little kid, what was the thing that scared you? Remember a scary time. We all have multiple of them. Remember a scary time. What do you go to? Could just be a painful time too. Like, I don't know if you fell or something. It's give me a second. Oh, I see. We just asked that question, right? And some actually tried to, some went there. Good job. Because it gave time and space. Like, we silenced. The mind went really quiet right there. It's like there wasn't any friction or interruption in connecting this to that. I mean, you could even ask what you're afraid of now. That may help. Again, where does that come from? But we're going back to this beginning point. So, we need that quiet in between, right? Just not giving time to address something just builds it up in the back. And then I saw a room, again, being really cluttered with a whole bunch of stuff. Like, just big boxes. It's like... Your other foot is interesting. You have nurture and noise. I feel like it would be really good to soak your feet. Someone also may be acknowledging like mortality or timing around something, but it's very natural. You know, it's okay. It's like, I heard it's okay. And I heard if you've been worry-warting about things, it's okay. You can play. Continue to play the game of life. Yes. Continue to play the game of life. You know, say you want to sell that house, sell that house. You want to buy that house, buy that house. You want to ask that person out on a date. You want to go on a date. You want to be... what do you want, this sunflower? What do you want, Taurus? And I see a person figuring out, like, kind of looking at a map a little bit, but it was more linear than that. And it's like, okay, what are the next steps with this situation? What are the next things I heard that I need to handle? Now we have the card of change. That's awesome. With this open blank book. Maybe some of you want to practice writing things down, and the power of words, the written word. And I know sometimes change is a struggle. Yeah, sometimes change is a struggle, sure. But why do we struggle when it comes to change, which in essence is some sort of form of letting go? I suppose it could be because we don't trust we must not trust in some way ourselves to be able to do it, other people to be a part of it. Spirit coming to support it, you know, or guide it. And maybe we end up not trusting things like that, so sometimes we don't make changes because we chose the thing that tried to force our own will, right? And that didn't work out in our favor because perhaps it wasn't the time for it, or it wasn't, in this past tense, it wasn't part of the bigger plan, if you will. But now you're here, right? From this henceforth, Taurus. Yes, we have the card of explore and recharge and union, flow. Something's coming back in on itself. And I guess that could be something to celebrate. It depends which way we're coming at it from. And I heard easier worried mind. You want to listen, you have to listen to this child. Or like listen to this. Not to the noise. Magic. I think we're gonna leave that like that for us. Interesting. If you are the kind of person, for instance, that also has a hard time expressing their fear, or someone needs to soften there, to realize that they have more support than they think, which helps the heaviness and relinquishes the fear. It could have to do with your Jupiter too, is your fear. Your 5th house, Jupiter. Maybe Pluto. I see a little bit of Mars. Okay. Love, Taurus. I hope this was helpful. I hope you have a wonderful month. Oh, you just got the Queen of Discs and the 3 of Cups with the Stability card. Because your physical world is secure, right? That part's golden. I see someone's shifting mentality, strength. Yes. So now you have an opportunity to look at what is this going to look like down the road? What would I like that to look like down the road? The sun and the fox. Alrighty then. Love you, Taurus. Take care, and thank you for being a part of this place. Any of you are still here, 41 minutes, holy smokes. Kind of feels like it used to. Thank you for that. Like the flow of things. Thank you for your peaceful energy. And your steadiness. That matters. But remember, steady's not stagnant. Or stiff. Right? Yeah, however, wherever you put your love and time and money and care and joy into, that really matters. And it is appreciated. Okay. I'll talk to you next time. Peace out.